Hello guys, and welcome to another video. So this is going to be another little announcement, and the announcement is that if you missed the first opportunity to join the current grand multiplayer game that is going on, you now have a second chance. Basically, the story is that a couple of players have left for various reasons. Some had connection issues and otherwise just couldn't attend. And other people like Malik and people like that ended up not having too much fun after a while because you know, things didn't really go very well for their country, and there was some other drama as well, but let's not get into that. The point is that the game is still going on, but because of the fact that a couple of people have left, the remaining players, including me, have decided that we wanna sort of check if we can get some players to fill out some of the areas of the world that are now a bit empty. I mean, there are still enough players as it is to continue the game, but well, some areas don't really have any players, so it would all around be a little bit more balanced, I think, if we could get some new people in. So this is your chance to join up. Now this is going to be a bit of a spoiler alert, so I say that again, spoiler alert. The spoiler is for what basically is going to happen in the multiplayer game, because I will be uploading this multiplayer game to YouTube soon probably, and but because of the fact that I want to show you guys how the world looks so that you can actually figure out what country you want to play as, I'm going to show the map right now, but once again, spoiler alert for those who want to wait for the videos, because I mean, if you know how things turn out, then of course some of the fun of the videos go away. The world is in 1543 as the game stands right now, so that is when you will be joining, if you do join. So for the last time, spoiler alert, so hopefully everyone who is not interested in joining the game will have left the video by now. I honestly don't even know why you clicked on the video if you're not interested in joining the game, but oh well. So here we go, let's take a look at the map and I'll tell you what countries that are available to be played. Okay, here we are on the map. Hopefully my voice is loud enough to not drown out the music, but go, you know, so that you can hear it over the music, because I have noticed in a couple of my videos of the campaign that my voice was for some reason really low. I don't know what was up with that. Anyways, let's get into the game. So let's just quickly go through what countries are up for grabs. Now, the rule initially was that you could only play nations that had 100 or below development. Now, what this means is that I think the rule, or the basic rule anyways, is that you have to play nations that are, or that started out having less than 100 development or 100 development. So basically the same rules apply, except that of course the world has changed since the beginning of the game, so you have to look at how strong were the nations in the beginning of the game instead of looking at how strong they are now. There are also some other things. As I said, we do want players in areas that there aren't really many players right now, so therefore the countries you get to play as are also going to be limited to certain areas. First of all, we have North America, where you can pretty much choose any of the Native Americans over here. There are already two other North American players, Salish and the Aztecs, so hopefully you can survive here in North America with some help from your other North Americans. In South America, it's completely empty except for, you know, colonists. And you can pretty much choose any of the South American countries, or native countries that is. Same goes for West Africa, so all of these countries, Mali, Songhai, I mean, these are probably some of the best options if I was to say something. The Congo is included in that, and of course, you know, these nations who have colonized here do not count. I don't think these nations are going to count because we already have an Ethiopia player, a Mutapa player, so I think Eastern Africa is good to go. Maldives, yeah, sure, we'll make Maldives a playable nation, why wouldn't it be? And talking about India and stuff, the Indian nations that are available for playing are going to be Bengal, Gujarat, Hadoti, Kutch, and Bhutan, and Yarkand. I don't think we're going to make Delhi and Bamanis playable because they have gotten so strong at this point that it would be kind of unfair to the other players who have actually had to work for their strength. In the Middle East, Karakunlu will not be playable because it starts out, you know, much more powerful than 100 base stacks. Or base stacks, what am I saying? Development. Yemen, on the other hand, will be playable. Same goes for Hassa and Oman, but of course Oman is a vassal of Balochistan, so you might not want to play as them. Timurids are available, Balochistan, Tabaristan, you know, Afghanistan, once again though a vassal of Balochistan, so you might want to reconsider that. Ardalan is also available. One thing about Gujarat is that it's actually a bit stronger than it looks like. I mean, first of all, they're Shia, which is good religion, but also you can look on the diplomat mode that they have a bunch of cores, because they lost a couple of wars to Bengal, Delhi and Bamanis, but there's definitely possibilities to reclaim this land, especially if you can ally someone else to get to help you. China and, you know, East Asia, I guess, is pretty much filled up with players. You know, we got Japan, Oirat, Langzang, Malacca, so no real nations are going to be playable in this region. Nogai is going to be playable, but I mean, you're kind of surrounded and, well, you know, probably not the smartest of plans. Crimea will not really be playable, or actually no, it will. Crimea will be playable, but I'll come a bit back to later why playing Crimea might not be the greatest idea. And that actually goes for a couple of other countries as well. But anyways, I think we're going to end this off with some European nations. Europe is pretty well filled up, so there's not many options here, but I do believe we're going to make Venice, Bosnia and Hungary as playables. Hungary did start out with more than 100 base stacks, but they're kind of in a very difficult position, so I think that is reason enough to break that rule. Germany is pretty much filled up with players, so I do not know if any more players will be accepted here, maybe except for Salzburg, as they are kind of further away from a couple of the other players, so I think we're going to say that Salzburg is going to be an option. So Salzburg, Hungary, Bosnia and Venice. Although I do want to say, and yeah, Mazab by the way is available, but you know, I'm getting to a point here, and that is you kind of want to think a bit strategically in what countries you choose. Simply because a couple of countries might have a much harder time than others. I mean, some are obvious, like Mazab and, I don't know, Ardalan. It's kind of obvious why they're going to have a hard time, but other than that, I do want to point out that, you know, various players have planned various things, so you probably don't want to play nations who are going to come into conflict with someone else's plans. So for example, playing Venice might be an issue, because I do not know the plans of Italy, but I do assume they intend to, you know, eat some of this clay. The same goes for pretty much all nations in Persia, Balochistan, Timurids, Afghanistan. All of these nations are pretty much nations that I have plans to kill because I play as Kazan. Khiva, the reason I didn't say they are playable is because they are a vassal of mine, so you can see I've already began the process of eating up this area. Crimea, the same goes for them. Another problem with Crimea is they have like no military technology, so even if you do play as them and think to resist the invasion from Kazan, you're pretty much still going to be killed. But I mean, I just put it out there, if you do want to play as Crimea, it's completely legal. I mean, you might be able to get some alliances and protect yourself. What do I know? Just know that if you do play as them, I will do all in my power to fuck you up. But I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna stop anyone from playing as them. So there you have it. I don't know if there are any other major examples of that. Maybe if you play as some North Americans, you might want to talk a bit to the Aztec and Salish players to see if any claims are conflicting. And overall, you know, try and orient yourself a bit in what the players want. Anyways, to apply for a country, you go to the forums, there will be a link in the description, and you go into the topic, which is called New Players, and then it says Signups Open. Well, if you're within the time limit, yeah, and you basically apply for a country like you usually do. There'll be a description in the topic where you can see how it's done. So you just write out your application, and you'll most likely get your first choice, because I don't assume that many will want to join up right now. But who knows, maybe there'll be a bunch of you. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, and also of course remember to read the rules, make a country post, and have fun. I mean, there's been some saltiness and some angriness in this playthrough. Things are getting better now though, I think, but just remember to just remember that it's just a game and we're all here to have fun. So that is pretty much it. Check out the links in the description. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope I see you in the game, and until next time, bye.